Alright, so this is Simon and Marcy. This is finally going into a little bit more detail about Marceline and the Ice King and the past history they had together. It starts off with them playing basketball with Finn and Jake, and they ask, well, why do you invite Ice King along? And it says, was it 996 years earlier? Was that
it? To the day.
To the day. And they go there and we see that it's obviously right after the apocalypse, and there's some sort of, it's not zombies, it's more jelly donuts with the jelly coming out of their eyes creatures going around. I don't know what they are, but it's very Walking Dead, and it just sort of shows how they're trying to, survive with each other, and how Simon's obviously raising Marceline. He's not crazy yet, and she's making a promise not to put the crown on because he goes too far. And by the end, he hasn't totally succumbed yet. He's still Simon, and he's afraid to put it back on, but, he still seems to be himself. And then the Ice King makes, like, 1 million goals with his basketball, because that's all that matters to him now.
I just want to say this really quickly. Do not get excited, people. Go on.
What?
Go on.
What?
Go on.
Okay. Honestly, I thought this episode delivered just what I expected, and that kind of let me down.
That's exactly why I said don't get excited.
I think because it's not bad. Again, it's sort of like those episodes before. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not bad. It's just, man, leaving it more to your imagination what they went through and him slowly falling apart, to have this be what they deliver. Like I said, it's sort of every apocalyptic zombie survival movie, show, comic, whatever that you see, and except it's with these characters. And to me, it felt like decent average. It felt like average fan fiction. Is sort of what it felt like. And I guess I was really expecting something just like totally different until I wow, what is the story? What is it? And it's sort of exactly what I thought it was going to be, and that's not bad, but for a show that's really so good at just surprising the hell out of me, I thought it was just all right.
That's why I said don't get excited, people.
Yikes.
No, this I will say, this is the one that actually got me teary-eyed.
Did it?
And I'll tell you why. For me, it's you're saying he was okay at the end. He wasn't, though. Because remember, because he puts the crown on and he calls Marceline Gunther already.
Yeah, actually, that was the saddest scene to me, actually.
But at the end, when you notice he's coming down, his glasses are off. He doesn't even attempt to pick them up. And he goes in to hug her and says, you're finally getting better. And she's like, I love you, Simon. And he goes, I love you too, Gunter.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I actually missed that. So he actually says Gunter at the end.
Yeah.
He does.
Showing
with
that
the crown
he has
off.
finally gone past that point.
Okay.
That really hit me. Plus, for me, it was also, you can say it's kind of like all the other post-apocalyptic, but at the same time, I felt it was a lot more heartwarming. Where he's like, here, let's watch a movie. And so they pick up the VHS tape, and then just look at it. Really boring movie. I like the
and
then the TV.
The connection is definitely there. It's not that it's not there, or that it's badly done. I mean, it is well done. I actually did miss where he called it Gunter at the end. I caught it at the beginning, but no, that does make it a bit better, but...
For me, it was when he started singing the Cheers theme, when he's trying to keep it together, and it's like, just imagine, that's the only thing you can do to possibly keep your sanity.
I do like the fact that it's the Cheers song is suddenly this, what's gonna mentally save you. It's just, I just see the people who wrote the song you want the copyright to the song to do what? Well, this Ice King puts on his head, and it's so he can remember that he's Simon while he saves this little demon girl from these apocalyptic donuts that are bleeding jelly and trying to attack him. And it's just okay, just write us a check.
Yeah. But no, that's one thing I noticed personally when I was younger. Even when I was a kid, I noticed to me it fit this episode very much. Those old theme songs were pretty freaking depressing.
Yeah.
No, think about it.
Yeah.
Good Times, oh my god,
Well, that's ironic because it's called Good Times. You'd think at least the theme song would be upbeat.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's a dark theme. Like, Archie Bunker. All in the Family.
All in the Family, yeah.
Again,
Oh,
a dark...
Yeah, it's...
What are the days?
Yeah, the theme to Taxi has no lyrics. But if you listen to it, it's actually kind of, like, depressing.
It's really depressing. It's unbelievably depressing.
And then if you listen to the Cheers one, it's like, where do you want to go? Yeah, it's the place where everyone knows your name, yada, yada, yada. But if you, connect it with the show and how depressing that show could actually be.
Well, it does take place in a bar.
With a bunch of people who are trying to escape reality.
Well, even the opening with, like, the line drawings and stuff is sort of like, well, this is how it used to be and this is how it is now. And it's like, yeah, I mean, there's some truth to that. It's like, some are over the top, feel good, like Full House or Perfect Strangers and stuff, but you're right, sort of the ones that were a bit more adult, there was sort of like this bittersweet feeling to them.
And that's how I got when Simon was singing it. It was that bittersweet of, I need to do this to protect this little kid that I love. But I know I'm going to lose myself in the process. And it fit the song for me with the whole bittersweet... I mean, I've seen all these post-apocalyptic movies and stuff like that, where it kind of makes me yawn after a while. Oh yeah, the guy's totally caring for, the child and all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. But in the end, usually they're fine. This is one of those where it's not that.
See, to me, I...
lost it.
I would... I mean, it's nice seeing that... And maybe it'll come up in another episode... I want to see what happens after he calls her Gunter, or whatever. It's like, that is like, okay, that's going to be the new stuff, and that's going to be the really fascinating stuff, but, before that, it's sort of like you said, sort of the typical apocalyptic story, but, like I said, I do like the Gunter thing. The first time he calls her Gunter, I just felt uneasy. I was just like, ugh. Yeah. I mean, there was sort of, and that's the one moment where I was like, yeah, that was... that matches sort of the uncomfortableness of the I Remember You episode. Yeah. And the fact, I can't believe I missed that at the end, but I mean...
That was one of the best parts, too.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, oh.
Yeah. But that's just as depressing and just as good. It's like, so, I mean, I guess you can say that sort of bookends it for me, and I want to emphasize again, it's not bad. It's really not, because the connection is there. And clearly they're working off each other.
Seriously, don't take it out on us.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I mean, you guys pretty much said it all. You took care of business.
Well, wait. We had like a difference of opinion, so how can we have said it all?
No, you guys said it. I mean, I am more with Jason. This really bothered me a lot, actually. I mean, you're right in a sense. It hits everything that you would expect.
Including the clambulance.
Well, everyone saw the clambulance coming.
Mile away.
Sorry. I saw that from episode 1, the clambulance. I mean, obviously. By the time they got to it.
Go on.
I mean, you have a good point with that, but at the same time, for me, I guess, I got all worked up and sucked in that I wasn't just looking at it as, okay, there's this episode, this is what's happening. It was more like, oh, Jesus Christ, Marcy and Simon. And seeing the way, it was really nice and sad, but really nice to see, because you got that sense that they're connected, and obviously we know Simon took care of Marcy when she was little, and that's why she's connected to him, blah, blah, blah. But seeing it happen is different than just knowing it automatically. You see the little things that he did for her. I mean, silly things, I mean, even just, well, she doesn't want to be picked up, but he wants to carry her because she's sick. And he's all like, I'm old. I'm like a bajillion years old, and I would totally do it if someone offered to pick me up. Like, he's just doing all these great, nice things, and
he's doing like the proper parental things, actually.
And Jason's absolutely right too. It's so bittersweet because you kind of feel, you see and you feel, he knows he shouldn't put it on. He promised her. It's heartbreaking because he does. He looks right before he puts it on at the end. He has no choice. What is he going to do? You can't fight them off. But then you're breaking your promise to this little girl. What do you do? How do you work it? Either way, her heart is broken. Either she's going to get hurt, or you break your promise to her and probably lose her but you'll know she's safe. It's
Well, I don't even...
such a heavy...
I was going to say, I don't even think it's a matter of getting her. I think it's a matter of, like, they would both die. You know, I mean, just they would be lost to these donut people.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, yeah, there's just absolutely no way out of it. You know, and like I said, it's all fine. I really do want to emphasize that. I mean, it really is fine. You know what it is, though? Like, best example I can think of is when I saw Batman Begins. When they were talking about Batman Begins, I was saying, I don't want to know what happened to Bruce Wayne after the parents were shot. Come on, leave it to the imagination. Don't ruin it. Come on, leave it. But what happened, I thought, had so many twists and turns and sort of different elements. It's like, what's he doing in Alaska? What, he's a ninja now? He's straight these men. And it's like, but what's really fascinating, and I got really into it, and I love it when something takes something that I think is going to go one direction, not only takes it in a different direction, but makes it better. And, you know, for me, I was sort of like, okay, that sort of won me over. And with this, I sort of felt like, you know, I think just sort of what, like, the unknown I felt was better in this case. At least in this episode.
I wanted to say this really quickly, and it sounds incredibly bizarre when I say it this way, and I'm aware that it sounds bizarre. Batman is... I've never been a huge fan of Batman to begin with, okay? You know I haven't. Batman Begins I actually enjoyed, though. It's one of the few that I did enjoy. But I guess Batman Begins took it... Hear me out before you comment.
Just say it!
Oh,
Batman
Lord.
Begins almost took it more from a fantasy standpoint. This episode took it more from a very real standpoint. Yes, they were zombies with goo coming out of their eyes or whatever. I understand that. But what I'm saying is they were human beings on the run, kind of stuck in a bad situation. Batman was just being Batman. Going around fighting and learning how to fight and stuff. That's what I'm saying, like, this seemed to take it from a more humanistic standpoint of, we're just trying to survive, we're trying to get through it.
I think that's what you're saying. I mean, because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, but one is fantasy and one is an actual person. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I think I know what you're talking about with, like, you know, with Batman. It's like, I'm becoming, you know, the superhero. I'm going to train like a ninja. I'm going to blah blah blah. And not too many people. A person can identify with losing their parents. Not too many people can identify with going to Alaska, training with ninjas, coming back, getting a bat suit and stuff like that. Where with this, you know, even though it's a completely out there scenario, it's still surviving, being on your own. It's the interaction of the people and stuff like that. You know, which will lead to the goofiness also of him and Ice King and everything. Course. You know, but yes, I see what you're saying. Where they took a much more humanistic approach. You know, and there's lots of stuff that I've seen where it's like, I know the cliches in this story, and I know practically everything that's going to happen, but, you know, whatever, the characters or the delivery or something carries me through, and I really, really love it.
Yeah.
And my guess is that's probably what it sounds like you guys are on board with. I'm sure a lot of other people are, too. Because I can totally sympathize with that. You know, it's like, okay, I can watch a certain movie and just be like, okay, I know every single thing that's going to happen, but by God, I love watching these people. You know, I love watching these characters. And they were very nice, you know, to see them interact off each other. So, no, I can totally see that. So,
oh, sorry, I wonder if you're going to say what I'm going to say.
I have to say it.
Okay.
It looks like that was the beginnings of bubblegum. Did you notice who gave him the chicken soup to give to Marcy? Was that pink blob?
I said trust the fungus. I'm surprised none of you jumped on that.
No, I was waiting until we were done. Because right after that is when he feeds her and he calls her Gunter.
Yeah.
That's why I kept my mouth shut. I didn't want you to miss that, even though he did.
I was too busy making my trust the fungus joke.
But no, if you look, it's dropped down, and then as he's like picking it up, there's kind of the face.
I saw the little face there.
I am pretty damn sure it's bubblegum. This is my prediction.
She is made out of some sort of pink stuff. We've seen her, like, you know, whatever, take her hair and it's pink or something like that. Or when she was
made of bubblegum.
Yeah.
And it was sticky. If you think about it, when he was first climbing up that web to the clay-ambulance, it was
clay-ambulance.
You went southern all of a sudden, clay-ambulance.
It was kind of sticky, and then when they were falling down, when he was holding Marcy, his backpack got stuck on it. And
That's right. It was
and they
holding
were
up.
hanging there for a little bit before they fell down, but the backpack was still stuck on it.
You know, it's so funny.
So
It doesn't even click, but I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're totally like, with the little smile and everything. Well, that would possibly explain. I mean, we saw that like Bubblegum and Marceline had some sort of history.
Yes,
too.
but now I really want to know even more, like how Bubblegum comes to be because she was this blob thing.
No, I never would have thought about that, but you're right. No, actually, you're probably dead on. I mean, it's like, I haven't seen the show, so I mean, I'm sure people will be like, wrong, or yes, but yeah, no, actually, it sounds right. It sounds incredibly right,
It's
so.
Bubblegum at her nicest.
Yeah.
Just give me the chicken soup.
So, comment on that, Jason.
So for the record, yes, this is the one that actually pretty much made me cry.
It broke you.
So, yeah, it kind of did. It really, it's a damn kid show. You shouldn't go into something this depressing and this, like, heartbreaking in a kid show.
But
You know,
it's
I mean,
important.
it's great. I think it's great that they're doing it, but it's so unexpected.
For me, that was I Remember You. That really was the one that's like,
Oh, yeah.
even though I didn't quite get a tear, I mean, it was just like, I mean, with the
Yeah.
heart. I mean, it
Yeah.
was just like, I can't believe, like you said, I just can't believe this is, in a kid's show, they're doing
Yeah.
something this heavy. I mean, what show, takes this long a time just to see two people, dealing with the fact that one has completely lost their mind and their memory, and it was someone they loved, and they're letting that person go. It's like, yikes. I mean, even something like, whatever, Batman the Animated Series, or like, Avatar.
Yeah.
I mean, some of my favorite shows, I mean, I can't think of one that was just like, we're just gonna sit here, and we're gonna see these two people talk, and we're gonna see how one, is letting go of the other and has to let go of the other
Yeah.
through this incredible tragedy, just through talking, and even singing. And it's supposed to be a comedy. I mean, it's these
Yeah.
bright, goofy I'm the Ice King, I'm the Vampire Demon Queen,
Yeah.
and it's like friggin' heartbreaking.
It's kind of cool though, in a way, because
Oh, I love it. I think it's wonderful.
It keeps the parents entertained, the parents wanting to watch more. You can, first of all, this could turn into like a family thing, not just like, oh, the kids are watching this and the parents are watching this and whatever. It's a genuine family thing that everybody can look forward to. And then when you come to these episodes where they're heavy or they're serious, what a great opportunity, because when the hell are you going to sit down with your kids, really? Okay, kids, it's our weekly session of talking about serious stuff right now.
It's Alzheimer's time.
You
ever wonder why Grandma doesn't remember your name?
You know what I mean? But it's kind of really great for me. It's a teaching moment. I know, God, I'm so old, but it is. It's a nice teaching moment that kind of feels a little bit more natural. It's a great way to kind of discuss things.
Yeah.
If the kids don't catch it, they don't catch it. If the kids ask or they say, ha ha ha, you can kind of bring it up. And I think it's really a brilliant way to do a show.
Now,
Personally.
see, for me, this is and by the way, I was schooled in the comment section on the history of Pixar films, and I want to say thank
Bam.
you, by the way, to that. But no, this is one reason, a good example of why I'm not a fan of Disney films. Disney has the kid humor and it has the adult humor, but they're at such like polar opposites. The kid humor has to be kind of like dick and fart jokes, where it's just stupid humor, and the adult things have to be so dark, and so there's no good middle ground in modern Disney films that I've seen. Like the older ones, they had kind of a better grasp on the balance between the two, and it's like, at some point in time, maybe like Aladdin or a little bit beforehand, it started that rift of, we need to have adult humor in this now. We can't just have, a kid's movie, we have to now pull in the adult audience, we have to do that, and I think that's where it broke me. It was one of those, like, I don't need to, hear adult humor in a kid's movie, and it kind of bothers me and annoys me, and it feels incredibly cheap.
If I had to see one more animated climax where it's like, okay, the build to the climax, then the goofy sidekicks doing their thing, and then the really heavy moment between the hero and the villain. It's like, I was so sick of the goofy moment before, because you always know it's coming. It's like, when they first did it, okay, we haven't seen it. Second time, alright, kind of like the last one, but whatever. And then it's in every stinking movie. And I really do, it was just, I hated waiting for that, like, we know the bit. Can we just get to the good climax?
Like, they can't make a movie that's just kind of like goofy, slowly getting serious, and then kind of serious. They always have to have that, or they always have to have the sexual jokes, or they have to have, and it just feels like it's pandering to every possible audience that it possibly can, and none of the ideas ever become truly cohesive. And this is a kid's show where it seems to have that balance down.
And
it seems to be really good at getting the adult humor, the kid humor, the dick and fart jokes, the touching moments done properly. You know, and that's me though. And don't hate me. Yeah, hate me because I hate Disney.
Well, I was gonna say, even with the you know, the stuff that goes into, you know, the really goofy or the really adult, you know, there is sort of, like you said, there's this nice segue into them. And never, as much as I love Batman, the animated series, and even to some extent Avatar, there is sort of this sense of, okay, we're going to be this episode, or we're going to be this kind of episode. And with Adventure Time, it's sort of like, well, I don't know. No, I have had that episode, the Christmas one, where they're building up, you know, what's on the table.
Christmas episode.
And then
the great Christmas
suddenly,
debacle.
and then suddenly that atom bomb of drama. You know, it's like, no, you can do that, and you can do it successfully, but you can also segue, and it seems like it just sort of does everything, and it experiments, and it tries out stuff, and even when it doesn't work, it's like never that bad. That's why I always feel bad whenever I'm like, you know, yeah, this is just okay or something. But it's like it's still great compared to like what every other animated show is doing. You know, so it's still unbelievably impressive. So yeah, we probably talked.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This is another I Remember You. It's going to be like 40 minutes or something.
I can't believe you spent an hour talking about 11 minutes.
I can't believe you watched it.
No.
Okay, no. I'm going to get clubbed to death, aren't I?
So, what can I say? A glitch is a glitch.
Really? You are terrible at these segues.
I know!
Yeah, stop reading.